Adventures of Gaia. With Aristodemos unable to recover from the shooting, a melancholy-like atmosphere permeates the circus. That is, until two former circus members, Iana and Polycorpus, return to offer assistance. Iana seems suspicious of Krellin, which I still resent, by the way. The party decides to help Aristodemos and is tasked by the twins, Harry, and a mysterious red-hooded woman to gather various items to help with his recovery. Their first stop? An old acquaintance of Krellin's.
We should set to our task. Which way do we go?
Well, before we go, I'd like you to look at this, and I've shown the list of items to Magnus. Do you have any idea what these at all would be used in conjunction for?
Well, let me see. Magnus doesn't wear glasses. I just do this every time he looks at something.
You do. It's kind of funny. I was wondering, does he have reading glasses he pulls out and puts on?
Okay, we have fun. He has reading glasses. He pulls them out. He goes, oh.
His sight is terribly bad. So
it is terribly bad. It's 30, yeah. He goes, all right. His black eyes blink from the sides. He goes, all right, I read it. What would you like me to roll, GM?
Alchemy again with a plus 50.
Okay, and that's my normal PR stat because that's the minus 188. I rolled 80. That's a critical success.
Nice. You realize that the ingredients there, you see yarrow, which is a healing herb. It's known for healing wounds. The other thing that troubles you, you don't like it. You personally, when you try to make a healing concoction, you prefer not to use it because it's also regarded as a herb dedicated to the devil, to the uncleanness.
Well, of course.
And then you see a couple other mundane sort of ingredients, and there's two blank spots that seem to be missing for needed herbs that are indicated. You would need the bullets to identify what that is.
Oh, okay. Well, can I fill in the blanks then with my knowledge?
Yep, you sure can. There's a herb that is only available in the outer rims. It's not something that's widely available. You also need some desiccated ract, which is a beast that's fairly not necessarily well known as that. Lots of people fight it, but there's lots of discussion of it throughout Gaia. It's apparently some kind of great octopod that's the last thing you remember hearing was a great story of that taking over the entire outer rims and eating people.
Desiccated. Well, we're going to need some desiccated ract here because I don't have a... And what is this? What's the other one I need from the outer rims?
It's just called flayflax.
Flayflax, yes. I think flayflax will suffice. They haven't... This list is not complete, but I believe with my knowledge I can conjure up the proper components for a potion.
The other thing you need is an understanding of the whatever spell was used. And that's something that you were not able to identify.
Oh, we're going to need a little bit more information, but this is a good start.
What more information will we need?
Well, we're going to need to know more about the spell that was cast, but...
So we'll have to find out who did it then.
Possibly.
I think they said
about
that.
I'm sorry, my dear?
Something about what?
There's something about the spell that was used which is a little familiar. I can't quite place it. But we best see this autocar fellow to see if they have the rest of the information we need.
Who do you think Agrippa is? Did you hear them?
I haven't the foggiest. I've never encountered that name. I'm sure Otakar know, though. He's a very knowledgeable man. Are the bullets or the shell casings still on the ground?
Yep, they're laying there. Riva, did you get up off the ground?
Nope. You see the hand shoot up. Nope.
Oh, yes.
Little hand.
Riva.
Okay.
Oh, of course. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That was a great ruse. I think the push-ups totally fooled them.
Yeah.
Magnus and Krellin are perfectly aware that didn't fool anyone.
I think it would be wise if we took the shell casings along with us. Otakar would probably be able to shed some light if he were able to examine them as well.
Very well. Does anyone have any gloves to handle these? They're still a little dangerous.
I feel like Krellin would have gloves.
Sure.
He takes out these just immaculate leather gloves and he puts them on. He bends over and takes each one individually and just gently drops it in the change purse, ties it up, and ties that to his belt.
Do we have anything to pay this Otakar with?
I have
Favors?
some Gaia crystals. He has a pouch off his belt, about a handful size.
Okay.
Do you think
Those-
15 Gaia crystals would do the trick, Mr. Krellin?
Depends on the mood he's in.
Well, let us hope that he's in a good mood then.
Let's get going. We probably need some transport to get over there.
I'll ask someone to call. I'm sure they'll pay for one of those taxis. Okay, Aurora spins on her heel and goes.
Who's excited? Adventure, leaving the circus.
Oh, it should be a grand time, and I can introduce my new friends to one of my good old friends.
Krellin, you're, regardless of how you play it off, you are 50-50 on what's going to happen with Otakar.
Oh, yeah. Well aware. He's going to try and kill me.
50% goes either way. What happened with your last encounter? Oh, the last time you saw him went really well. You actually struck quite a good deal and were able to give him information. So he kind of owes you a little bit.
I still think he's going to try to kill me. Given the fact that I just got kicked out of the Black Cabal.
You stand and
I
contemplate
do not let anybody know that.
Okay.
Even an expression, it's just, and I just push it out of my mind. I'm like, this is going to go great. All right.
Perhaps it would be easier if we could... Riva?
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't think we need a taxi if we can get some help.
What kind of help?
Well, teleports all over the place. Well, the circus isn't moving anywhere right now, so we could just let's go find Tithe. Oh, or Aurora's plan will work.
+1 for good thinking, Riva.
Okay,
You
where's
actually
Tide?
you see Aurora coming back.
I have no issue teleporting to a second location, but probably the use of magics around Otakar isn't the most wise, and dropping in unannounced is also definitely not the most wise. So I think we'll keep with the taxi for him.
We have to wait for the taxi.
Fair enough.
Very well.
What? were
Mr.
you
Krellin,
talking
is
about?
there something about Otakar you should be telling us?
Oh, yes, nothing I wouldn't imagine you already know about. Less than just human that deals information under the table. You know, that old chestnut.
Very well. Hopefully he can help us out with our predicament.
Oh, he'll definitely be able to, he's got the capability to help us out for sure. There's no issue that I can see from that. I just we don't want to piss him off. You know, we're in Kev. We don't want to piss anyone off here.
How could we piss anyone off? We're nice.
Krellin somehow just has tea in his hand and goes.
Okay, you see Tithe actually walking by right now.
We should probably ask him about our next set of travels after Otakar, though.
Who? What? What's going on?
Well, we're getting the taxi to go to Otakar, but after Otakar, we have to go to Thought Prime. And Riva tells me that the Tithe gentleman is the one to talk to about instant transportation.
Why doesn't he just teleport us?
Well, we don't want to.
That's a good idea.
We don't want to drop in on Otakar in that manner. He will not be terribly warm to us if we do so.
Couldn't he just teleport us close?
He could. My only worry is that he'd have somebody that senses the magics, and that would raise his alarms.
Oh.
But we might want to speak with him to have a quick way of getting out.
Yes, of course. I completely agree with that.
Okay, Magnus goes over to Mr. Tithe.
You walk up. Of course, he's a small little being with very plump type features and hair kind of growing out of his ears, a couple out of his nose. He's kind of got a little point. He wears a long sockish kind of cap. He walks up.
Mr. Tithe, may I have a moment of your time?
Yeah.
We have been sent on a mission to acquire items to help Mr. Aristodemos with his malady.
Oh, great.
It seems we have to speak to a rather disreputable information broker in town. I was wondering perhaps if I contacted you mentally, if we needed to beat a hasty retreat.
Yep. I've got that. I've got that with most of the people here. Just get you out, right?
Okay. Well, then, I try to use mental message with him.
Roll. You don't even have to. You can send some alcohol on Tithe. Not like intensely drunk or anything, but self-medicating levels.
Oh, okay. So I say in his mind, very well, I will contact you like this.
That works. How long are you going for?
I suppose we would be 5 or 10 minutes, I suppose. He looks at Krillin.
Maybe.
Today, then, you're saying?
Yes, definitely today.
Yes, today.
Okay. Yep.
As not to arise any suspicions, we will arrive there in the normal way by taxi, but perhaps leaving, you could help us.
I'm on it.
Thank you, Mr. Tuck.
We need Aristodemos back.
Rest assured, we will help.
It's my top priority at the moment. I wish I had one of you after that thing in Walknish. That would have been terribly
not a taxi, you know. Okay, he turns and walks away.
Krellin shrugs and turns around.
Speaking of, you see the taxi, the same type you took up to the dice hole the other day, come in. You remember with some kind of longing that how excited and happy you all were to be getting out, and how things have changed in such a short period of time. It flies kind of down to the front of where the circus is set up.
Our chariot awaits, such as it is.
There's a bit of a spring in Krellin's step.
He's your friends maybe with him? Aurora asks as she's heading to the taxi.
Maybe. That's a great word for it.
Plus one.
Plus
one. There it is. Maybe. Today, maybe.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You make it to the taxi as you're talking. The door opens. You get into now the familiar sight of the taxi van. The AI comes on. Where are you going?
I let him know.
Okay. You're heading out. It says, "Oh, interesting part of town." Okay.
There's some new entertainments that we've heard about. We want to go and check out.
I don't judge. I'm just an AI. Just get you where you're going. Don't tell me stuff so they don't rip me apart trying to find out. Okay, the taxi takes off.
That's exactly why I told him the wrong thing.
Okay, you fly over Kev, the lowest level. This is definitely, you see kind of buildings that have been less than well kept. Some destruction here or there. You see a huge hole in one area that looks like it goes down below the city. You see down a few different roadways, you see the flashes of a gun, the gun muzzle of bullets going off here and there in one area.
Yeah, this seems normal.
Oh, dear.
Nothing to worry about.
Okay, Aurora closes her eyes.
It's all right, Aurora. We must help Aristodemos and focus on that now.
I was trying to see if it was going to turn out okay, but I rolled a 98. Okay, she kind of wipes a little blood from her nose.
Right? Don't strain yourself. Everything will be fine. Odakara is a perfectly reasonable fellow.
Yeah, you said maybe.
Maybe, yes. Maybe perfectly reasonable.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Okay, you keep flying.
No, not to this. I've had hundreds of dealings with him, and I'm still alive.
Worry not. We shall not fail in our mission.
Okay, you keep flying. There's despite the words of assurance that are going around in the taxi, there's a palpable feeling of fear. You can, any of those with the ability to sense that, Magnus, sense it quite easily. Okay, you keep flying over. You see a huge trench that goes down through the lower level of Kev. And finally the taxi banks and starts to fly down to a flashier section compared to what you've been seeing. It lands down. You see some trash and some vagrants laying about, but there are signs flashing here. They're old-fashioned-y type signs for Kev, however. They're light bulbs that are screwed in. The signs have about half of them out. You see one flashing for the sim reels. Krellin, you know that these are a place where people go and jack in and are able to enjoy some VR entertainment. There's also some maybe not the most clean hotel-looking places. But Krellin, you recognize up ahead a storefront with bars on the windows and some flashing kind of just green and blue lights. There's no store heading of any sort. But that's where Otakars does a lot of dealings out of.
You said there was a bunch of urchin or homeless people out. Do I notice if any of them are paying us particular mind? Like they might be a little bit more than they seem.
+1. Roll. You don't have detective, correct?
No.
So then roll PR.
47 out of 90.
They all, well, other than ones that are passed out from substances of various forms, everyone that's kind of hustling on the streets does notice the taxi come down. There's a lot pull back. You did notice quite a few dark forms pull into alleys here and there, but it's not necessarily totally that surprising. However, you did see one individual that looked a little too well dressed for this area.
I go up to him. Everyone wait here just a moment. And I head up to this individual.
Okay, you head towards the alley. You disappeared down. You don't see anyone there now. You look. Aurora's getting out of the taxi. Mr. Krellin, I don't know. Did you need help?
Do I sense anything with my vibration sense?
You felt the vibrations as you were getting out walking, and then they did speed up quite a bit and head down the alleyway.
Okay, Magnus has used mental message on the rest of the party.
Okay.
You hear his voice in your mind saying, all right, let's hurry up and get our mission done.
Yes, just wait 1 moment. I just have to check something really quick. And I quickly sprint down in the way I felt this individual running.
Krellin, that's shady as hell. And then run down and then say, I'm coming with you. And I run down the alley because I don't feel like standing around on the street.
I mean, that's your prerogative. There's no need. I just have to catch up with somebody I think I recognized.
Yeah, I don't know if Riva trusts you completely. I think.
I'm sure Magnus doesn't trust you. All right, Magnus goes, Riva, wait.
Okay, Aurora follows. Where are we
Okay.
going, guys?
All right,
he's
Magnus
in an alley.
follows.
You felt the vibrations go down this way. Guys, is this a good idea? It's kind of Allie's.
Okay, Krellin hears Magnus shouting in his mind. Krellin, what in Gaia blazes are you doing?
I'm checking something really quick. As I said, if you will all wait by the taxi, I'll be just a moment.
You see the taxi flying off.
If you wait where the taxi was, I'll be just a moment.
Reva, Magnus, are you going back to the taxi?
No, God,
Okay.
I'm letting Krellin has some distance on me, but I'm going to let him have distance on me.
Krellin, you've moved down this way. You're about to head down this way. Roll your danger sense.
Really close to failing all the time today. I got 80 out of 87.
Looking around, you get, again, that prickly feeling. You look up, and these buildings have fire escapes and balconies kind of out the back here. And you see some shadows up above.
Oh no. Okay, back up. Everyone back up. Back up.
Wait, what? What are we doing now? Everyone can roll, except Krellin, who's not surprised. Everyone roll surprise.
Can I substitute that with my my touch sense?
Sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I get a critical.
Magnus, you are coming around the corner, and you were saying in your mind, Krellin, wait, and you immediately feel the powder from guns that have been fired not too long ago above you. You also sense that you feel them up top on these fire escapes. Behind you, there's a building up here. You feel back there some definitely magical use, recent energy dispensed, and you're not really close, but down this back alley, you do sense individuals. You just feel the smell of a strong spice someone had, and then a sort of seaweedy sort of feel off the other ones.
Okay. And the P there is our party?
Yeah.
And Krillin is backed up, and now we're all kind of in a cluster?
Yep.
Am I sensing we're going to get shot at right away, or do I sense adrenaline? Do I sense aggressiveness? Do I sense...
Oh, you definitely sense adrenaline and aggressiveness going on, yeah. You also can tell these beings have been in this general area for not too terribly long. Their scent and their feel hasn't been sitting here forever waiting.
Right, okay, I can feel like we've encroached upon their territory at the very least. Mm-hmm. Okay. Magnus shoots Krillin a very dirty look as he casts something, and this black dome goes over all of them.
A few energy blasts hit your dome. The blast sparkles over top of the dome. Are you doing for all to make yourself cloaked as well, or is it just for...
It's all types. I'm doing all types. So it's costing me a pretty penny at the moment. And it had 825 points for all types.
Okie dokie.
All types of damaging Gaia, which would be physical, mental, or sensory. That's why it's a black dome. We can't see through it. They can't see us.
Yep.
But I have about an inch off the ground. It hovers with us, and so I can feel underneath that. I can feel which way to go.
Okay.
And I grab everyone, and I say, come. I start going back towards the way we came.
+2 for clever thinking there with leaving it hovering. Aurora says, I feel we need some help. Okay, she reaches, puts her hands down to the ground. You see magic starting to crackle. You're familiar, well, Magnus and Reva are familiar with Aurora's ability to summon Gaia's very helpers and robots.
Let's just get out of here. Is this autocar close?
Yes, he's close. A little bit worried about the fact that I couldn't track down my other friend a moment ago.
And you point us in his direction.
It's this place.
Very well.
As Magnus keeps walking, and essentially the force field is centered on him. So when he walks, it's going to like the back of it's bumping into you. You have to keep walking with him, or you're going to get bumped.
Okay, you see Aurora's magic, the pink and white magic, and the dome fills with some butterflies. As she whispers, Gaia, help us. And you hear out in the on the other side of the dome. You can't see out, of course, but you hear the familiar sound of the robots and now some shooting.
Okay, Magnus thinks this is an incredibly bad idea. That's gone to an even worse idea.
We've now successfully pulled back into the main road right here. This is your big black dome. This is Autocar's place. There's a sim reel beside it. Nothing seems to be shooting your dome right now.
I dispel the sensory component of it, so now we can now see it. Which way to Krellin?
Oh, it's just there. I feel like we should probably drop this barrier before we get any closer.
You see the flashes down the alley you just were, back at this area, going off where you see the odd robot flying past, the scintillating lights that are often on these constructs, and some blasts.
Okay, Magnus doesn't drop the force field.
Okay,
he just starts marching in that direction. He's holding Aurora's hand, and if Riva lets him, his cloak or his hand or something to carry them through, Krellin can manage on his own.
You're pretty much now at the front door. You can't get through with the.
Yes, I'm not joking. We definitely should have dropped this force field a little while ago. I don't think Odakar will be very pleased to have magic.
I attenuate it so it's just a dome behind us, and that's free air to the door.
You were able to pull back. You see the explosions going off down the alley, and there's a dark form above, right across. There's a large apartment block across. Look down and then pull back, and you make the dome half a dome so that you can get through the door.
Yep, but we're shielded from behind if someone takes a pot shot at us.
Good thinking. Okay, good thinking. +1. Yep.
Okay, so going forwards, before we enter, if it seems like there's going to be some kind of kerfuffle, don't just throw magic up, because people in this region tend to not like that too much, and they get a little edgy. They're already on edge. We're a little edgy. I can see that. Probably should have told you where I was going initially, but that's in the past now. Let's look at going forward through this door and not summoning any more magic out of the blue.
+1. Nice. That was in the past. Aurora says, if we all just communicated, I told you we're supposed to talk to each other, as she starts to walk through the door.
Oh, no. I'll go first. If anyone's getting shot right through the door, I believe I'm the gentleman to take that bullet. And I swing open the door and head in.
Okay.
You'll get no argument from us, Mr. Krellin.
It's a standard kind of shop door with a window barred up at the front. You walk in, you hear a little ping, ping, ping of a bell, and you see if a junker could have a shop, this would be it. There's shelves full of different things. So much stuff, it's difficult to even focus on anything. Lots of parts, bits, old pads, random robot, like a leg here or there. And then at the back, you've been to the shop before, Krellin, you're familiar. You do know that the main counter is at the back. You've never made it past that counter, however. And there's a door behind the counter. You see it opening, and a familiar form comes through.
I take it the familiar form is Odakar.
Yep. Yeah, you see him before you. He's got slicked, kind of greasy, sort of, or very pomaded hair with curls at the end. He's got a really, really strong jaw and blue glowing eyes. They actually show up in the dark of this shop, that they kind of flash every so often. He's also got pointy two points sticking out, so he has 4 ears, 2 on each side sticking out. He looks over at you.
Odakar!
Yep. I see someone with dice in their hand.
Yep. So I make sure everyone goes through first.
Yeah.
And then I don't drop the force field until the door is literally closed behind me.
Okay.
And I also cast Metabolic Flip, and I'm flipping my sensory and mental, so my mental comes back faster.
Very good. +1 for preparation.
I need to roll under 73 to do it. Metabolic Flip is not one of my better spells. 19, I pull it off.
Okay, you close your eyes and you put your hands kind of behind your back a little bit. Riva, you see Magnus's magic, not a strong spell. You're familiar with the levels of it. You see it crackle just a tiny bit.
Do I feel any of this with vibration sense?
No, not really.
Okay.
And your attention is quite focused forward.
Yep.
As the being comes out, he goes, "Well, hello, and what can I do for you?" He smiles. He goes, Something hot, something cold, fire, ice, what do you need? And, what's new, Krellin?
Oh, Otakar, it's so good to see you. I'm sure you've heard about my recent departure from my former employer.
Well, we all have to find new parts, new places, new families. What,
I'm glad you understand, my good friend. Come, let us get a drink.
Oh, what's with the rest of the party? You brought something to
yes,
trade.
of course. I should probably introduce. These are my new friends. We're presently trying to acquire some items to help my new employer. But come, we can discuss business matters. It's been too long, my good friend. Let us sit.
Okay, he cocked his eyebrow quite pointedly at the word friends. And he smiles, he gets up, he smooths down his suit. It's got a similar feel to Krellin's suit, except a little more worn, little not quite so fine, a little more dirty, so to say. He walks up, he goes, "Oh, well, friends of Krellin's are something I didn't expect him to have. Otakar Nacy." He looks particularly at Aurora and smiles, and then looks at the Magnus and Riva. She puts her hand out. He takes it. He kisses it. She goes,
I put my hand out to shake it, and if he takes it, I kiss his hand because I don't know what's going on.
+1, my friend. +1.
Okay, he did let you. Goes, well, that could be interesting. Okay, and you find Sir. He smiles at you, Magnus.
We're here on important business.
I see.
Magnus, don't be rude. We always have to. It's proper protocol to discuss business after pleasantries.
Well, business is business. We're all doing business in Kev. What kind of business can I help you with? Getting down to business is all I do. He sits back in his chair.
Are there other chairs around?
Yep, there's random chairs. Some have like duct tape on them.
I grabbed the cleanest looking one.
Okay, it's still not clean, but okay. Yeah.
Just the best I could do, and I very pointedly make an expression of gross as I sit down.
Okay.
Magnus pretends to look around and kind of check stuff out, but what he's really doing is sensing out with his feeling and just trying to feel everything that's going on.
You sense nothing of intense power around here, at least in the front. But where you do get a sense is as you stand and kind of let your touch ability extend. Under that door he came through, and behind there, that's where you're sensing much more power. You also have the distinct feeling of magical accoutrements, both herbal and otherwise. Aurora leans to you. There's someone else in the other room.
I say over mental messages. Yes, there is.
Yes, there is what?
I made mental messages with everybody.
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
know. So she whispers to you. I don't hear it. You say it to everyone, and I say, yes, there is what?
I say in mental messages, there's someone in the other room, my young friend.
Oh.
Be on your guard.
Should I go check it out?
No, you most certainly should not.
I look behind me. Friends, come, grab a seat. Let us chat with our wonderful host.
If you'll forgive me, I prefer to stand.
Oh, well, we all have a different way of feeling comfortable. Standing, sitting, laying down. He looks at Aurora briefly for a second. Then he looks at Riva. After that hand kiss, he's like, whatever you like.
I'm just turning. I'm turning in circles, trying to figure out if I need to lay down on the ground again, or if I should sit, or if I want to be a hard guy like Magnus. I'm just confused. I'm confused.
Okay. Aurora looks at the chair. She was going to sit down. She looks at the chair. She goes, Yeah, I think I'm in a standing mood too.
Very well.
I sit. Yeah, I didn't. I sit.
On a chair or on the ground?
No. I love that we have to ask that. I sit on the chair. I sit on the chair.
Okay, Aurora just kind of leans against the chair.
Magnus, do you have the pad that I gave you earlier?
Okay, Magnus hands it out.
Thank you, my good man.
No, a list. I like lists. What kind of list do you need? And who's your new boss?
Oh, my new boss is no one of import. But he is looking for these... actually, I don't say he, I say they.
Okay.
They are looking for these ingredients. There's been an incident, and we're trying to fix it.
Did you hand in the pad?
Yes.
Okay, he takes it. Incident, you say? It wouldn't have anything to do with your slippery hands, would it now, Krellin? Taking over a new group, maybe?
Oh, no, I don't believe it has anything to do with my past at the moment. We'll see. We'll see. There's a bit of intrigue revolving around this that we're also trying to sort out. Maybe you could be of assistance with that as well.
Fascinating. And the rest of you? All the same employer?
Oh, yeah, we're from the circus. Yeah, and he's only been there a couple days, so it's not like he did anything.
I see. So, and you, my interesting fellow, how long have you been with the circus?
I look at Magnus, I look at Aurora, I look at, who's he talking to me?
Yeah, he's talking
to me. I do that awkward, like, wait, why are you talking to me? I smile, as long as I can remember. Almost as long as.
Yeah, what about 2 hours? As long as you can remember. Yeah, don't we all? We all can only remember as far as we can remember, and then suddenly the memories stop, and that's always interesting. So, I think I can help you. What do you have to offer to old Autocar? Huh?
What will it take to gain those items?
We have a handful of a very small handful of Gaia crystals that we'd be willing to part with in exchange for your favors.
So basically you all want old Autocar to help you out of a big problem, I see, and small offering, and you need Agrippa, obviously, or you wouldn't be here, right, Krellin?
Probably would be helpful, yes. If you were to help us, I'd also owe you a favor.
Well, now that's interesting. Favors are worth far more than crystals.
I'm glad we can, you're seeing an understanding we can come to here.
Okay. Anytime I call then. All right, I'll get her. What she does with you guys, well, it's up to her, okay? He turns and walks behind the counter and through that swinging door.
I mental message to Magnus, we only have 3 crystals. That's it. Don't say any more. And I mental to everybody, nobody say how many crystals we have.
Okay. I don't know why. We have more than 3.
No. Don't even think more than 3. We only have 3.
All I can think about is more than 3. Okay.
We only have 3. That's the important thing. 3, that's what we can barter with.
Krellin, do you want me to take over this negotiation? I think I'm pretty intimidating. I'm a good judge of character.
Well, I completely agree with you there. No. I think I could handle this one.
He seems to like Riva a lot.
Okay, Magnus goes back towards the door outside and tries to feel if he could feel anyone coming out.
Okay.
Oh, if we're trying to explore, should I go back there and check? Stealthfully?
Back there where? You mean behind the counter and the door he just went through, or in amongst the shelves?
No.
Yeah, I asked. Should we figure out what's back there?
No. Just here. Just here's good. Don't go any further. It's just a bad idea.
You're starting to speak like Magnus. Are you okay?
You're awful twitchy.
I'm not quite used to group negotiations, and things were said that have kind of put us in a bit of a predicament.
What?
So,
Who said anything? We didn't say anything. Aurora looks at Riva. What did we say?
let's in future don't tell people who we work for of this disreputable nature.
Why wouldn't we do that?
Variety of
reasons.
reasons.
Has already been made.
Yep.
We should try and get our items and get out of here as quickly as possible.
Well, no, we don't need to look in a haste. That's just going to make the negotiations worse. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's all under control. And now that Odakar knows that I owe him a favor, everything should move along smoothly.
Okay. Sounds good.
So,
Magnus.
Jam, did I sense anything coming from the front door that we came in?
Okay, you even put your hand up to the door where the door meets the door jamb so you can feel the air coming through. It does close fairly tightly, so there's not a lot of information coming through. You actually start to feel more the many, many beings that have touched this door and the, although cleaned, amount of blood that has been on this door at some point. You don't feel any of that. You feel the residue wafting through on the breeze of gunfire and robot electrical discharges. And then up on that roof across the way, you feel that same being. It's got the echo of too much aftershave.
Okay.
Okay, the rest of the party, you're sitting there. There's some screens that have been playing. Otto in the corner has quite a few old televisions going and some news stickers going. And you actually see a newsreel come up. There's a very well-dressed news announcer. He's got a tie that has the Praetor symbol on all the way down all over, speckled. They look like polka dots. There's been another hit from the Dread Coven, this time in the outskirts of Kev, and, more troubling, another one at the Crystal Edge. Famed performers Iana and Polycorpus were attacked in the midst of their long-standing and beautifully crafted greatest show of illusions. The attackers appeared amongst the crowd. Okay, you see some grainy footage of a huge, huge stage with all of Kev behind it. There's the lights and everything and that goes down the pyramid. You see two beings you've just recently met performing. You see Polycorpus moving some crystal balls all over around and Iana casting magic. And suddenly up on the stage appears black cloaked figures. You recognize one of them. They have the one with the teeth that are kind of like this, and four others. You see magic starting to go off and great screaming. The camera that was clearly filming the performance gets knocked over. You hear a scream and someone screaming, "The Black Fox has come to take what they deserve." And the screen cuts off. We've just learned that Iana and Polycorpus have not been found since this attack. If anyone has any news of their whereabouts or anything as to what the Dread Coven might be looking for, we encourage you to go to your local Guardian station. Now, in weather, there's not much time to think about this, however, as the door opens.